Give me some Ingram.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the inner. Harbor in Baltimore. Maryland. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, deep, tighten up. Let's go. Dad. My 40, my 40.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance. And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Throwing. Mayfield drops it off for Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A big play that time for Cleveland. 41 yards. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
On second and goal, Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's the
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. Commanding the offense will be Lamar Jackson, the electric quarterback out of the University of Louisville.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
win the game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions.
No,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Jackson. And he's got Snead. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Ingram again, a 1st down carry. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. A look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. 18 carries, 119 yards, and the score.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up with a big-time game. So expect that offensive line every time they go to the bench and tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
They can't stop us, baby. Every time, it's a sack. Come on.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying and carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Let's meet the offense. Greg Robinson. Very, very talented.
What a man to set your offensive line with. Greg Robinson can do it all. Tremendous athleticism, great strength, just coming into his own.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Mayfield. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And way down into the red end zone before he's dropped inside of Cleveland's 15. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 41 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On first down, it's Ingram. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check, 59, 59.
Here's Jackson to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Here we go. Here we go.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. A touchdown would tie it. They trail 13-6 as they come up with a 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Tavon Young in on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
From the 31, Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant you the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Greedy Williams picks it off. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And we shift our attention. To Mark Ingram. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense, but you know what else is happening too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. A defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. It's complete to Snead. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Jackson now. And an alley to run. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you've got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield now. They set up the screen to Chubb. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. Mayfield trying to get him up to the line as fast as he can. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
And, you know, he may not have the franchise tag, but I bet they're relieved to have that deal done, keep him around.
And he's a good guy, a valuable player to them, and they wanted to make sure they had him around. Good team chemistry, always hard to find, and when you've got it, you don't want to let it get away.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down, and he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield, that's taken in by Callaway. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield, and he's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are able to regain the lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point by Badgley, up and good.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. Draw play. Ingram now. Maurice Alexander making the stop defensively.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Ingram again. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's Sam Cook now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play, because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
A good run by Chubb on first down as he'll get about 6 yards there. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's got some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A first down carry here for Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
That is caught at the 7. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's first and goal. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Browns score. Duke Johnson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson over the middle, complete. It's Andrews. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Jackson now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Jackson's throw on target to Willie Snead. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 33. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Jackson. He may try and run, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Ravens get a bit closer. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
And an alley to run. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They go to Johnson again.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down by 2 touchdowns, 2:09 to play. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end, refusing to go down. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson, he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's third down. To throw is Jack, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Johnson. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Fullback. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Get ready. Get ready.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, Coach.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Second and 11 at the Ravens' 44-yard line.
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
Big time drive. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. And a division game is usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big